A suspect is in custody after a shooting on board an LA Metro bus. We'll hear from Mayor Karen Bass about this latest on the incident on the Metro.
Tropical Storm Helene is moving towards Florida. We'll show you how residents are getting ready.
A new exhibit is now open on the Health Sciences campus. See how artists are reimagining a segment of the population.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Tonight we're learning more about a deadly hijacking of an LA Metro bus. Hi, I'm Gaby Medina.
And I'm Dana Hammerstrom. The hijacking led to a police pursuit for more than an hour before officers took the suspect into custody. The deadly incident began just before 1 o'clock this morning. The suspect held the driver at gunpoint. One of two passengers on the bus was shot and killed.
I want to commend the bus driver for his courageous and swift response to signal the silent alarm. And I want to thank, of course, our LAPD officers for their work to apprehend the suspect. Riders and operators alike should know that we are moving with urgency to prioritize the safety of all aboard the system. Now, while the investigation is still going on, I want to be very clear again that those involved must be held fully accountable to the rule of law. There is no place for this in LA, and we will be working to ensure that all Angelenos, riders and operators, are safe.
Los Angeles Metro riders tell us they do not feel safe riding on the system, while some worry for the well-being of other passengers.
Sometimes when I see a couple suspicious people, I might just move to a different seat, but apart from that, I just mind my own business.
I'm not safe. I don't feel safe. Fighting on the bus, fighting with the metro operator, that's a lot of problems.
Everyone can enter the bus, but if you see that someone's actually agitated and in that way, ask them if they're okay.
Metro recommends that passengers using the system be aware of their surroundings, stand or sit in well-lit areas, and report any issues using the Transit Watch app.
The undergraduate student government announced the winners of this year's special election. Ali Bhatti and John Breitfelder will fill the 2 empty Senate seats. Just 987 students voted in this year's special election. While that's more voters than in 2023, it's still only 4.7% of the undergraduate population. We spoke to Breitfelder and Bhatti about voter turnout and their goals for the upcoming term.
That's stuff like pickleball, it's stuff like Waymo, late night food. I think the more that we connect these ideas to stuff that people really want and get a pulse of the campus, then that'll lead to better turnout.
Just the fact there's so many regulations on special elections make it a lot harder for people to even know there's an election happening. I'm really excited to get into the Senate, start working on some change, and really just try to make the student body more hopeful about USG and make them feel that USG is actually trying to do things that impact them.
Their first Senate meeting will take place next Tuesday. And let's toss it over to Zain over at Politics. Zain, where are we going this week?
Thank you, Gaby. It's all battleground states this week. Welcome to the conversation with me, your host, Zain Kahn. We start in Arizona. That's where someone shot at Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign office in Tempe. Fortunately, her staff says nobody was injured. Tempe police say it appears someone shot through the front windows. This marks the second time the office was damaged. Police confirmed an incident occurred on September 16th involving BB or pellet guns. Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump has faced 2 assassination attempts. Now both Trump and Harris will get the same level of Secret Service protection that President Biden has. The House unanimously passed the Enhanced Presidential Security Act on Tuesday. I spoke to an expert on the broader trends of security and political violence in this election. Let's take a listen.
It's called a battleground state for a reason. Civil War historians who say that the socioeconomic conditions for civil war in the United States are similar to what they were in the 1860s. You see measures of affective polarization. That's the sort of tribalization of politics, where it's not I'm right, you're wrong, which is healthy, but the I'm right, you're evil brand of politics. That type of polarization is at all-time highs.
Harris is scheduled to visit the battleground state on Friday. The state Democratic Party chair Yolanda Bejarano condemned the vandalism and said the action is, quote, not who we are as Arizonians or Americans. Now to another battle state, Michigan. That is currently where the situation on the ground, where Annenberg media reporters are covering an all-out for Lebanon protest in Dearborn. The protesters are condemning what they call Israeli aggression against Lebanon and Palestine. We hear protesters condemning what was going on in the Middle East. And what is happening now there is a hot button issue for voters, specifically in Michigan, which has a large Arab American population. That's all for politics. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Zain. The U.S. House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown that was set to happen next week.
2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended. The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
The bill was passed after removing a proposal called the SAFE Act. Former President Donald Trump demanded the legislation that would have required Americans to show proof of citizenship when registering to vote. The House and the Senate have approved the bill, with President Biden expected to sign it later this week. The new deadline for a budget is set for December 20th. USC Basic Needs has relocated the Trojan Food Pantry to a permanent location on campus. The Trojan Food Pantry opened its doors at King Hall. Students can pick up groceries each week during the pantry's operating hours. Students need to complete the intake form and bring their USC card. The pantry is located at King Hall, Suite 103. The pantry hours are on Tuesdays from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and on Wednesday from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Those students who do not have a current dining hall meal plan and are experiencing food insecurity can visit the pantry during operating hours.
A new exhibit is providing a space to highlight disability in the arts. It's called the Opulent Mobility Art Exhibit, and it's now open at the Keck School of Medicine.
I knew that this was a topic we really wanted to have, but also that there aren't enough venues for disabled artists to really showcase their work in the best of possible ways. Every single time I learn more from the artists, every single time I find more artists and find more allies to make this possible, and I think I can infect people with the dream.
The moderator says that they want to make sure the artists' talents aren't being overshadowed by their disabilities.
I hope that looking at disability through this lens is something that allows us to think outside of that paradigm, and that makes us much more attentive to the presence of disability, not just in this art, right, or in a film about disability, or a TV show with a disabled character, right, but how disability lives within us all.
The exhibition is open until October 25th at the Hoyt Gallery, a step closer towards disability awareness and representation in the arts.
Lights, camera, action. We take a look at Latinx representation in film.
Science and art are coming together at a new exhibit. We'll take you there.
And USC's Duffl has relocated its store and is back in business. Details coming up.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all. Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears. puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Welcome back. Tropical Storm Helene has now been upgraded to a Category 1 hurricane. It's expected to intensify to a Category 3 and touch down in western Florida tomorrow. Helene is shown slowly making its way from Cancun, Mexico, towards southwest Tampa, Florida, at 12 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center tracked winds at a maximum of 85 miles per hour. Category 3 hurricanes can cause major structure damage and power outages. Residents are advised to take necessary precautions. So what does this mean for our Floridian Trojans who plan for family weekend?
We're flying west towards this hurricane, so we're hoping we can either fly south around it, or I'm sure JetBlue's going to have a plan for it. We haven't heard anything. Everything that I've talked to, everybody's open and nobody's closing. So if we have to push it back a day, that'll be fine. This is our senior year, so we want to definitely make it to family weekend.
Some facilities are closing. The Tampa International Airport plans to close tomorrow if the hurricane remains on track. Heavy rainfall has already led to flight delays and cancellations.
We are doing our best to keep the airport open all day today and through tonight until 2 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to be closed Thursday. And then our hope is to reopen on Friday, but even just one day of being closed has a huge impact. The airlines, as they try to bring those flights back online, and then you have that domino effect that's going to last through the weekend.
While the Tampa Airport, universities, and other institutions plan to close for the rest of the week, Orlando International Airport is still expected to stay open. Now, here on the West Coast, fortunately, we don't have the warning of a hurricane, but let's see what the weather is here on the East Coast, here on the West Coast, I mean. Welcome to Weather with Meg. I'm your host, Makayla Idelburg. Let's start off with today's weather. As you can see, we have a high of 69 degrees and nice sunny weather similar to last week. We also have a humidity of 67%. Now let's see if that trend stays for the rest of the week. Let's see the 5-day forecast. As you can see, Thursday we have a high of 75 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. Friday again with a high of 72 degrees, a low of 58 degrees. Saturday with a high of 77 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. And then Sunday we're getting into warmer weather with a high of 84 degrees and a low of 63 degrees. And then Monday with a nice high of 86 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. All throughout the week we have nice sunny weather, perfect weather for throwing a ball around. So that's all for the weather this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Makayla. The film Rita Moreno, Just a Girl Who Decided to Go For It was screened today in an event hosted by La Casa.
I was really drawn to her. She made me feel like a woman could do anything because she did. She was a Latina, like me.
This film tells the story of Latina trailblazer Rita Moreno and her impact on the industry. We spoke to USC filmmakers about being Latinas in Hollywood.
Especially here in LA, where the Latino community is so big, Latinos are part of 49% of LA's population, not counting the undocumented people. And we hardly ever see Latino stories from LA on the screen. I really never was able to see me on the screen, really. Naturally, I gravitate towards stories that portray, Latino voices because, it's part of being a filmmaker is, telling the stories of what you know, and Latino stories, it's what my heart calls for.
To be quite honest, I feel like there are very few of us in SCA. I think I can count some on one single hand who are actively working on bigger projects, so that's why I try to find those people and bring us all together.
For more on Latinx Heritage Month, visit lacasa.usc.edu for more events.
A fascinating new exhibit combines art and science. It's called Material Odyssey, and it explores the nature of gunpowder. The artist is Tsai Goa Chang. His exhibition in the USC Pacific Asia Museum, the work you are seeing, is the artist using gunpowder to paint. He used fireworks to express himself, and the curator says this exhibition represents his lifelong love affair with gunpowder and fireworks.
It is this exploration of why he uses this material, why this material is unique material, which is very unusual, right? It's no other artist really uses gunpowder. It is about kind of the traveling through, right? This journey of exploration. What I like about the exhibition is it really kind of covers really parts of Ty's work, and then also it covers what he's doing now with.
The exhibition also has sculptures made from gunpowder. It's all part of a body of work that he's been doing for more than 40 years. He says he was inspired by his father. You have time to go see it. The exhibit runs through June of next year.
Jump around, the Badgers are coming to town. We break down USC's next Big Ten competition. USC women's soccer is kicking off Big Ten play at home this weekend. And we highlight Trojan one-hit wonders in our new segment, Trojan Treasures, coming up next on ATVN Sports.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musicien.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the parent's guide and answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max. I guess, obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Ben Cohen.
And I'm Riley Sager. USC football looks to bounce back from its first loss of the season this week against Wisconsin. Lincoln Riley isn't too concerned, though.
The reality is we all got to be a little bit better. There's not any group that's got to be massively better. But O-line included, we all got to take steps, coaching, the players around them, to get it going, to play the level we want to. And frankly, you know, within the first couple of games this year, there's been a ton of positive signs. So we got to get back on track that way, and I'm confident we will.
It was certainly a tale of two halves. USC quarterback Miller Moss struggled to get protection in the first half, but the team entered the third quarter refreshed, going 75 yards on the first 12 offensive plays. Wisconsin is coming off a bye week after losing to number 4 Alabama and losing its quarterback Tyler Van Dyke. Van Dyke was carted to the locker room after suffering an ACL tear just 4 minutes into the game. The Trojans dropped 2 spots in the AP poll, now resting at the 12th spot.
The red-hot USC women's soccer team finally returns to LA tomorrow for its home opener against Minnesota. The 24th-ranked Trojans have won each of their first 3 in-conference matches in the Big Ten and have yet to concede a single goal. Goalkeeper Lawrence Gladoux's clean sheet record is at stake tomorrow, but not at USC's familiar McAllister Field. With the ongoing construction of Rawlinson Stadium, USC will split its 5 home games between Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson and the Coliseum. It's been no home, no problem for USC so far, with 7 wins from its first 9 games. But, Riley, do you think the lack of a stable home this season will cost the Trojans down the stretch?
I mean, you just said it, 7 for 9. I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, it depends. You can look at baseball and argue that point, but I think if they can just keep doing what they're doing, they obviously know how to. They've done it 7 times, winning, on the road. So I have faith in them. I don't know about you.
Well, we know that away runs can help with camaraderie at the beginning of the season, but I think down the stretch it really helps to have that stability at home, and I hope they can keep it going, but I'm not quite sure it'll end as well as it started. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, we'll see. USC enters Big Ten play tomorrow against Ohio State at the Galen Center. The Trojans have been dominating on the court with an 8-2 overall record this season. They are coming off a 3-win week, defeating LMU, UNLV, and UC San Diego in the Trojans Lions Invitational. The Big Ten is the best conference for volleyball, and outside hitter Allie Batenhorst knows it, admitting it's the best volleyball conference in the nation. I think just being able to experience those games and experience that type of pressure is going to really help me lead the team. With 7 ranked teams, the Big Ten is dominating women's volleyball. The Trojans have many tests in front of them, with the first one being on Sunday when they face number 2 Nebraska. Nebraska will also be a big game for Batenhorst as she faces her old team for the first time. The grad student leads the Trojan in kills this season and will play an integral part in trying to upset Nebraska on Sunday.
Well, today is National One Hit Wonder Day, and with that in mind, I thought we might shine a spotlight on a couple former Trojans who made their mark in limited time. For a special segment we call Trojan Treasures, let's start with linebacker Malcolm Smith. Smith was a starter for 1 season at USC, winning then Pac-10 Player of the Week, after a pick 6 against UCLA in 2009. He wasn't quite done, though. In his 3rd NFL season, Smith caught another key pick 6, this time in the 2014 Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks, adding a fumble recovery to earn him Super Bowl MVP honors.
We're keeping it on the field, Ben. I've got another football Trojan to spotlight, Marquise Lee. Lee played wide receiver for USC from 2011 to 2013. He set the record for most receiving yards in freshman and sophomore seasons with 2,846. The 2012 Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year finished 4th in voting for the 2012 Heisman Trophy. The Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Lee 39th pick overall in the 2014 draft.
Well, Riley, we talked about the one-hit wonders when it comes to sports players, but what about that music? Any one-hit wonders that tickle your fancy?
There's quite a few. The one that comes to mind first, I think it's called Rude, Why You Gotta Be So Rude. Do you remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was playing it back in the day, like 10 years ago. I don't even know who sings it. What about you?
I think it's Magic
Okay.
is the name.
Sounds
I hope
familiar.
I'm not wrong. But I want to say, much like so these USC players that we want to highlight, somebody that I used to know.
Classic.
I couldn't tell you who it's by either, but
Same.
I guess that's what makes it a one-hit wonder.
Exactly.
That's all the time we have for today on sports. For ATVN, I'm Ben Cohen.
And I'm Riley Sager. Dana will deliver you the latest update on Duffl's return to campus.
Well, unlike somebody that I used to know, Duffl is back. USC's late night convenience store will return. We will have more for you after the break.
Now your child can visit steamy jungles, grassy plains, and the dark depths of the oceans to meet and learn surprising facts about the magnificent animals that live there, all through the captivating, colorful pages of Zoo Books. The publication is specially created for young readers. Each monthly issue of Zoo Books is packed with breathtaking full-color photos and scientifically accurate illustrations, plus games and puzzles. Today, through this exclusive TV offer, you can get 12 fascinating issues of Zoo Books for the special price of $19.95. When you call and use your credit card, we'll include the Elephants issue as a gift. Plus, you'll also get the colorful collection of animal stickers and the tiger poster. So order Zoo Books today and send learning and fun to a child you love.
To order 12 fascinating issues of Zoo Books for $19.95, call 1-800-441-2400. When you call, we'll include the bonus elephant issue, stickers, and tiger poster with your order. Call 1-800-441-2400. You must be 18 years or older to call.
Have you ever wanted to develop your artistic abilities? If so, you may already have the interest and desire needed to become a serious art student. To find out, simply call toll-free, and Art Instruction Schools will send you this enjoyable art test. Since 1914, we've helped thousands of aspiring artists become more skilled, more confident, and more creative in their art. Call today for your free art test. We'll help you become a better artist.
Craving a late night snack? Don't worry. Duffl, the most convenient grocery store, is back and has you covered. The new location is ready to serve the USC community.
In general, the store location has better utilities, more space, so that gives us opportunities to branch out into different products, provide different opportunities to reach out and work with different vendors in general. It's gonna be even faster than usual, faster than before, even faster scooters. It's all gonna be better.
The local delivery service closed down at the end of last year, but with a new location and expansion of inventory, the team at Duffl hopes to continue serving its target audience, the students.
I think it's really convenient and students love it, and it's not too expensive, and it's good for when you're really lazy and don't want to leave.
Super convenient. A lot of people use it. It's affordable. I think it's super convenient. I thought it was a really good concept. I heard they're not super profitable, and that's why they shut down. But
Duffl is open until 12 a.m. every night and guarantees a 10-minute delivery time for customers. Now, Gaby, I'm curious, what is your favorite late-night snack?
Dana, what do you know about Nerds Gummy Clusters?
I know too much about them, Gaby.
Does Duffl have them? Are we keeping them?
I mean, I feel like we should take a visit to the store. A little ATVN field trip.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Here at Annenberg, we're asking the tough questions, and the next time we're back, we'll let you know.
It's true. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Dana Hammerstrom.
And I'm Gaby Medina. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.